on YouTube. So yesterday I told you that we need to have a different approach in order to answer the question, why are you unhealthy? Why are the things chronically maintaining? So you're keeping your sickness, right? So why is that? And I think people need a different approach in order to sink in with their minds intelligently to open up for healing. So what is, actually the truth in general, when a baby is born, it is coming in a natural state. So what does it mean, natural state? So it means that if you want to, briefly describe it, it's everything is in the flow. Everything is as supposed to, and there are no cognitive problems. And it doesn't mean that, kids are coming nowadays into this world with major issues. They are born with already, heart issues, major organ issues, but this is still their natural state. And the baby actually comes in with that and doesn't have a problem as we make it out of it. It doesn't mean we won't help the baby or the baby doesn't want to be helped. It just means that our mind has a different state we are in. So due to that your mind has no sick mind thinking, then everything is in the flow. And this means that your energy is running smoothly, the liquids in your body or fluids running smoothly, and there's no blocks, no obstacle created. And that physically is expressed in that you're strong, depending on your constitutional type, right? So how you are, if you're a very thin person, you're strong, flexible, your conditions of the body are strong, have kind of a strong bone structure. You are usually alert and can think very clear, and your mind and heart are more calm. So you're not so easily taken away by emotions, even though you will feel emotions, but it's more like a run through of it, and it has its effect probably on the body, but it's like a wave, it's like washing through, and you are able to maintain that centered state. That's a natural state. So naturally, as we are born with, we want to come back to that state and see how that could work for your health and well-being, and also then for your highest capacity. So on a physical level, the symptoms or the results of your action will be reflected in the way how you are, your posture is, the way how your appearance, your forms and shapes are, and the way how you are able to respond and not react. Those are a couple of things that are important. But physically, just from the physical standpoint, one can see that a person is healthy. So again, the posture is upright, it's correct, it's strong looking. The person has it's movement, it's agile, it's graceful, so to speak, because there's a strength and there is the muscles can work properly and pull the skeleton system also in the neutral position and not out of it. So those are all signs on a physical level. But the most people, when they are not healthy, then they are finding themselves unconsciously judging somewhere along the line. So their mental way is definitely in a belonging or believing in an unhealthy direction. So following unhealthy laws, if you want to say so, and that brings them out of balance with the rest of that we are surrounded by. We are a part of nature, and so we are surrounded by nature, and we are influenced by nature in all means, and as well as the whole universe. So the ancient masters have observed that. The Chinese tradition is talking about that, and they observed that in the state of a different intelligence, a supernatural intelligence, if you want to say so, they observed on different levels our health. And their laws and their observation guided them into having the lifestyle that is needed in order to be in balance and harmony with everything that exists. And I think that is a nice way of looking at it. Just for now, the modern science approach that we have in society with modern technology and so on, I do realize how much we are out of balance, and you probably do this too, realizing how much we have been departing from being a part of nature. So, well, we all want to come back to that state, to that natural state, in order to access the information, the pure information that we all will need in order to keep and maintain a healthy state. So I will go in this later. For today, we are going more on a physical level. So it is important that your mind is set, healthy, of course, and that you follow then the information and the laws that are govern health, that you follow those laws. And well, otherwise, what will happen is you are actually that life force energy that would run smoothly like water through you. Consciousness is informing you what needs to be done, and then that, the energy that's created through that would run smoothly through you, maintaining your existence. Well, if you're not following the right information, then you are getting out of whack. Well, out of balance, out of center, out of your inner core, however you want to describe it. And most people will describe that as, if I'm not following my destiny, I am not feeling good. So that is what I have heard quite often. If it's spoken out or not, that's probably not so much of importance. It's more important that the person can't live what they are supposed to. And that ends up, and in the long run, with feeling really depressed about that. So we want to pay attention to what is that you are, if you are in the state of not health, right? What are you really feeling about your life? What are you thinking about your life? And that has major impact as it's the expression of you on different levels or dimensions of the oneness. So there is only oneness existing, just different functions now. So on the function of the mental capacity, so you need to think healthy, right, in order to become healthy. And that is because it's superior to the emotions, it kicks in the emotions. And well, if you have a healthy thinking, then it kicks in the healthy feeling to that. And with that, it brings in the chemistry into the body, igniting all chemical processes that need to be done. So in order to maintain and structure your body every day, every second, every day, I mean, millions of chemical processes are happening while we are talking here. So that is something we are not able to control. That is happening due to the way how you feel and due to the way how you think. That is influenced altogether by the oneness, by spirit, because it's just, as I said, different functions. It's all the same. So therefore, if that is correct, then it's possible to look at the different levels and get information. Get the information about what is going on, why are you doing what you're doing, and then observe it and correct it. So on a physical level, that's what I tried, so to see chronic sicknesses determined by the medical society, labeled with certain names, categorized and labeled. I tried that and I realized it's not really working in order to be of help for your health. So we need to understand it's much more simple by law. So for a healthy body, it is required that you have a healthy thinking, following healthy laws of nature and the universe. Number one. Number two, everything is flowing without interruption and no blocking or obstacles. That is causing then a lightness and ease and disrupted state of being in the person, in you and me and everyone else. So well, when we are born and educated to replenish our system to maintain that. The majority of people will need, in order to do so, will need to eat. So this is something tangible. This everyone knows, that everyone has been educated in order to be healthy, because you come in with a certain amount, but then of energy, life force energy, and then we have learned to eat to replenish and maintain a well-being. So I'm pointing that out, that this is not always required, because there are people, the majority of us is not there, but there are people on the planet, they are capable of living from the higher frequencies of the food. So which is in the air as the elements of carbon, the element of oxygen, the element of what is called hydrogen, sorry, and nitrogen. So all elements that are required in order that our body can replenish is as higher frequency in the air. So if you have ever heard about breatharian, I think that's what they are calling themselves. They are capable to a certain degree to get their energy from those elements, as well as there's more going on. There's also different energies and fields that can be accessed by those people. And they obviously are the living proof of that. We don't have to follow the intake of food in order to replenish our energetic, our energy in the body, our life force energy. So I don't know if you're with me on board on that. So it's up to you to research more about it. The majority of us are not there. So the majority of us are very earthbound. They live from the food that is available on the planet. So unfortunately, our growth in scientific and technology has inspired people with maybe not the healthiest mindset to experiment a lot and to bring in a lot of options and possibilities how and what we can eat, and made it available that the body wouldn't complain about it while eating. So food industry is huge. It's a money-making industry, but it's also a very sick-making industry. And it's up to us to come back to our natural state in order to feel not so depressed. And, as a result of being not in your natural state and your best, what you want to do, and feel empowered going for what you want to do. So people, they are chronically sick, for sure, on a physical level, contributing with whatever they put in their mouth, what they drink, what they put on their skin, anything like that, that is contributing to their health or unhealth, to their sickness. So if you are having a chronic condition, your food intake, if you really observe it, is in alliance or in congruence with the way how you feel and the way how you think. And that is something that we will continue to discover. For today, we stay on a physical level, so on your diet. So the first question you probably would need to ask, so why am I eating? I actually have done that. I have been asking a couple of people. It's interesting answers came out of that. So, but answer that for yourself. And so I was fascinated when they say, because it tastes good, because I want to. I think those are the most appropriate answers for chronic sick conditioned people, so because they are eating out of different reasons and not to maintaining their healthy state. So that's important. So whatever, why you are eating or you think you are eating, that's an answer that need to be answered for yourself. So answer for yourself. And then do you know what happens after you put this in your mouth, right? So just for helping you out, what I think, what we need to eat or why we eat is we actually want to make an experience with the outside world. So we want to bring outside more into us to experiencing it. Theoretically, you could, just look at the plant, theoretically, right? And you could get the information, and you could use it as a food and create that within yourself. We will talk about this later. It might be a little bit far for you right now, but and you might be on board with me on that. So, but the most people, they put this in their mouth, and then it has to go through that pipe here, which is ending then up on the other side. And whatever you put in here needs to actually come out on the other side fully and completely. And so when we have chronic conditions, then there are blocks in the system that keep food or whatever you put in your mouth, is not always food, right? Products that keep that in the system. And the system tries then to get rid of it in any ways and forms and shapes. Whatever it doesn't belong to the body is a foreign object, and foreign objects are treated as that. So the body gets alert and tries to do anything in order to get rid of it. And so as a result, you will end up with, there are innate immediate responses to food that gets stuck. So the body will try to incorporate it, encapsulate it, to push it, to get rid of it in increasing temperature, to bring water to that area to buffer the tissue and cells around so that they are not affected by that heat that is created, the restriction called an inflammation. Mucus will be excreted as a protection to buffer the cells and linings of mainly the skin, and all kinds of skin. And as you notice, if you put something in that pipe here on top of it, so if you would use a pearl, some people maybe have swallowed their crowns, lost it and swallowed their crowns. You can bet in a healthy system, within a short amount of time, it is out on the other side, and perfectly fine. So the pearl would come out on the other side, and unharmed. Well, that's the issue. So the lining of our pipe here, our piping system, may start to create a lot of mucus because it's the food gets stuck, and then that gets inflamed the area. That could be a very reason for why people get chronically sick. So your gut system is important in the whole process, and probably major in the first place. Well, and then most people put something into their mouth that's really not made for you to put into the mouth. It is made by the food industry, so they can get, their money belly bigger, but they are not made for you to consume. And there's so much out, so much contrary discovery. As I said, it is important, and you have the responsibility for your own health to come back to your natural state. So I would suggest we are looking more for the laws that guiding and govern you, if you want it or not, because you are living as a human body and shape in the surrounding that are governed by nature and the universe. So we rather want to follow that and let go of all the rest that is not required. So I do understand that when people are not following what they are, what makes them happy, when they feel restricted in, I can't, I'm a victim of my circumstance, then they do fall very often in that thinking that they don't have any power and they can't do anything. So this victimization state, if that continues on an emotional level, that will contribute to, well, that you shuffle actually food that makes you feel better into your mouth, not for a healthy behavior, more in alignment with nature, contributing for the promotion of a healthy body and structure. So we do want to pay attention to those things for sure. So you ask yourself, probably in order to get started, well, when you watch, documentaries on natural things, so like yesterday I watched something on weirdest snakes. That was fun, right? So, but they do know what to eat, where all the humans are getting crazy, not knowing what they need to eat. So when you watch animals, due to how they are built, where they are living, under what for environment they are in, they know what they need. So should we. So maybe we can learn from that. So therefore, what is our species? What are the conditions of our species? What are the shapes, especially of our teeth? What is the digestive tract made of? How long is it? How are you as a species? The whole body is born, as everyone else's body. So we are all going the same route. So therefore, that is important to discover. So check on what is our species? What are we supposed to by nature to eat, to drink, to intake? So our society has made us think that we can put anything in our system with no consequences to it. But here's the point. You are responsible for no matter what is going into your system. And in order to feel back that natural state of being powerful, knowing what you need, knowing that there's an innate healing ability that is opening up, that the body does actually invite when it realizes something is not correct. So like a fever or something like that. Those are natural resources that are programmed into this body system in order to bring you back to a stable, harmonized, imbalanced state. Imbalanced state. So not imbalance, so imbalanced state. It's really important that we do get back to what we belong to. Society has been created by humans with not always the best intention for everyone's best interest in mind. So because of that, the intention of society in large or at large is not built on integration. It is built on I'm better than you, so on separation. We can't follow those laws and expect to not have consequences in our system. So please come back to the what we are. Come back to your natural state and gather all the sources that's possible. So this means we need to check on the species, and we might do this tomorrow together, but I think you can look it up, the species, and especially look up the teeth, look up the length of your digestive tract. Those are important signs to know to what species we belong to, and then see what for food would be appropriate, and then also how much food would be appropriate. that just maintains the body. And then how to transform our basic processes, so I mean the processes for transforming food coming in here and fully and completely releasing after the body could extract whatever it was needed in order to maintain a healthy system. So there are actually only 4 processes, and when we watch those 4 processes and make sure that everything is in alignment and in balance, then you are following the laws of health. So the 4 basic processes are digestion, absorption, utilization, elimination. If we are, as humans, are good with that, so whatever you get into the system, whatever gets into the bucket needs to get out of the bucket. And the information will be absorbed from the body, and whatever the information is. So if you eat a lot of processed food, that's dead material. So this is the information you are handing to the cells over long periods of time, even over generations. And I show that tomorrow, probably in Iris. We'll find out how we do that. You can see that it weakens then certain systems. And though therefore they are out of balance, and certain generational lines are weakening certain systems in their body, and they are more prone for certain sicknesses, diseases to come along again. And what we have been seeing now is that they come faster in, not so, it doesn't take that long anymore because they are so weak. Some are even born already with that weakness. And that is devastating. That's a result of long-term behavior of unhealthy laws of not following nature and, laws of the universe. So nature will not care if you follow or not. It just does. So it's up to you, and to take baby steps in the beginning to return back to a natural state. And that will take, a little bit of time, and I am liking that much, much more. Hey, oh, Priceless United, hey, nice to see you. And I hope that we are all together here on board to create somehow a flow that we are capable of, bring that all back to a natural state, bring our health back to a natural state, and follow those laws, follow our information of health instead of the information of unhealth. So as I said, I got so crazy on digging in that and trying to figure out what's now offered, right? So like all these diets, all these abilities to this sickness can be, diabetes needs to be done this way, diabetes needs to be done this way, diabetes needs to be done this way. It is crazy because it comes from a crazy thinking, sick perspective. We need to turn off from that. So that's where I'm up for it. And I am not saying, don't get me wrong, that all the oh well, Instagram showed up, my phone showed up. All things happen. It doesn't mean that all the professions in medicine or whatever, they are not doing a good job. That's not the point. I'm talking about superior laws, and you can argue with me all day long until the cows come home. If a tsunami is coming towards the shore and you're standing there, you can argue with me as much as you want. you'll be hit if you're not moving out of the way. So it's your responsibility, it's my responsibility, it's everyone's empowerment that you have the way of putting yourself back, and it is your doing. And allowing yourself to take baby steps, maybe in the beginning, to accept that this is who I am, this is where I'm at, and as that's not a problem anymore. This is my state of being right now, and I make effort in order to correct and calm myself down, knowing I can. So that's why I'm here and encouraging you, and will be with you for longer periods of time, because it took a long period of time to get you to the place to be feeling chronically or being chronically diagnosed with a sickness. Well, then give yourself permission that you can unravel it and turn in the other direction. So tomorrow we will be on going more on that feeling state, so more with the emotions and what's holding us in those. Why is it possible that the emotions are so much contributing to our issues, and what we can do better. All right. So thank you so much, and see you then tomorrow. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to also go to truebetteryou.com and ask your questions and your comments. All right. See you soon.